Yeah?
Such a positive guy, that Bing Crosby. Hey, have you seen well, there's this article in the newspaper, Public Occurrences. Boy, I mean, it's something. I mean, I'm not saying anyone is a synth. You know, I'm not saying it's correct at all. And you know, of course, the mayor. I mean, I was asked to read. I have a statement from the mayor's office. You know, it's well, I mean, it just says here there's nothing to worry about. That it's, you know, safe and all. Everybody. It's crazy stuff. Anyway, it's
My experience.
something to think about, I guess. Betty Hutton sounds like she sure is mad about some guy. Here's her song.
Ah, good. You're finally here. Just set the books down anywhere. I'll get to them as soon as I can.
What are you doing with all these books?
I suppose I could stop working for a moment to address your question.
Which books contain pertinent information?
Technical volumes, repair manuals, design philosophies, medical research. Anything that enhances the Brotherhood's knowledge. That's why I consider everything else a waste of paper.
Makes sense to get rid of the trash.
Well, I'm pleased you agree. Since it's obvious that you aren't who I was expecting, would you mind telling me why you're here?
Maxon wanted me to meet the crew, so you were next on my list.
Ah, yes. You must be the new recruit described in Paladin Dance's report. Under normal circumstances, I'd provide you with a proper orientation of my department. However, I'm woefully behind setting up research patrols and getting bombarded with requests for technical documentation. Unfortunately, I'm lacking the personnel needed to get the job done.
Maybe I can lend you a hand.
That would be splendid. As you patrol the Commonwealth, keep your eyes open for blueprints, memos, manuals, books, charts. Anything containing useful technical data. I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle of documents that you recover. And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, I have plenty of them waiting to be filled. In any event, it was a pleasure to meet you, Knight.
Proctor.
Please, finish your introductions by all means. But I do hope you'll consider assisting me when you're done.
Captain Cade.
Glad you finally stopped by, soldier. Are you ready for your medical exam?
Sure. Go right ahead.
All right. I'm going to ask you a series of medical-related questions, and I'd like you to answer me to the best of your ability. First question. As a child, were you ever exposed to radiation for an extended period of time?
Wouldn't Vault-Tech's screening process have caught this already?
Vault-Tech's screening process? Let me check my notes here. You were a Vault Dweller? You're probably healthier than anyone else aboard. Anyway, sorry I missed that in your records. Just going down the list of questions. I'm sure you understand. Okay, second question. Have you ever had or come in contact with a person confirmed to be carrying a communicable disease?
I hope that you're kidding.
Not at all. I'm quite serious. However, I'll just assume that your answer to the third question. And have you ever had sexual relations with any species
Well, there was this one really ugly girl in college. I mean, I had to get drunk, and it was a dare, and ugh.
That hardly qualifies, so I'll just put no. Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger on an enemy of the Brotherhood, whether they're human, formerly human, or machine?
That's more of a morals question, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that the mental state of the crew is just as important as the physical. Anyone that hesitates firing in combat due to misguided moral standards certainly isn't Brotherhood material. So what about you? Would you have a problem with it?
If my life's in danger, I'll do whatever it takes to defend myself.
That's an acceptable answer, and the most common. Excellent. I think I've got all the information I need. I see no reason to prevent you from beginning your duties immediately. If you ever need medical assistance, you let me know.
With the Pridwin in town, the Institute doesn't have a chance.
Put two in the head and they'll stay dead. Advice to live by.
Now that's what I call locked and loaded.
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Pridwin's crew, are you ready for your next assignment, brother?
Just point me to the action.
I applaud your enthusiasm, Knight. Let's get right to it, then. Shall we? Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong. And it's infested with super mutants. Having those aberrations of nature close enough to smell is making me sick to my stomach. To make matters worse, they're sitting on top of a massive stockpile of Fat Man shells we could use in our campaign. I want you to head over there, wipe out everything that moves, and secure that stockpile. Understood?
Consider it done.
Look, I realize you're eager to take the fight to the Institute, but it'll have to wait. The Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations to have a nuclear arsenal at their fingertips.
It'll be a pleasure to exterminate that mutant filth.
Now, we have a vertibird on standby, fully armed and ready to depart. Use it to carry our message to Fort Strong, and wipe those dirty mutants from the face of the earth. Dismissed.
Don't let Maxon's age.
Crosby this time, not Bing, in case.
Welcome aboard, Knight. Instruments are green, and we're cleared for release.
In the Commonwealth. What kind of things, you ask? I couldn't tell you. I have heard that
Having the
they have
privilege
taken
moored
over
above the airport
the castle.
means the Brotherhood been
Which I
striking
guess
against
time
the
ago.
city.
Wild. It had been full of fish. Or monsters. Or monster fish. Maybe. I don't know. Not relevant. The Minutemen are there now. That's good. For them. Very good. Everyone else. Yeah. How about some food?
Target acquired. I'll try to keep him in your sight.
Is right behind you, baby.
Primary target down. Look at that thing bleed. I'm gonna find a place to set her down. And then hightail it back to the Fridwood for repairs.
This area seems to be in disarray. If you have a moment, there's...
Wish a buckethead would show up. I'd rip his legs clean off.
Sweet.
Oh. Killed my brother!
Mission accomplished. Remain vigilant. Watch your step. There's quite a bit of debris here. Judging from the amount of dust
Hope you enjoyed that song by Warren Smith, because I can't take it back. Okay, so, I guess at this point it's safe to say that the Brotherhood of Steel is going to be sticking around. You probably noticed the giant airship. Is it a blimp or a dirigible? What's the difference exactly? Is it a Zeppelin? Anyway, the floating ship in the air that's arrived. They haven't, made any sort of announcements, but I think they're probably going to stay for a while, at least. In the meantime, everyone should, just try not to, don't worry. I'm sure everything will be fine, right? This is Civilization by, it's by Danny Kaye. Right.
equipment system. Sounding all clear. I'd just leave that if I were you.
Come out, wherever you are.
Go, prisoners! Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do.
Why do you hate super mutants so much?
They're responsible for the death of a close friend, a Brotherhood knight named Cutler. So when you ask if I hate them, I say hate's too gentle a word. These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward, only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything that we hold dear. Look, I don't mean to bore you with my rhetoric. I just want you to understand how important these missions are.
Enough preaching already. I get it.
I suppose you're right. And judging from the corpses around here, you don't appear to need much in the way of motivation. Anyway, that's enough of that. What's important here is that you got the job done and secured these warheads. You should head back up to the Prydwen and talk to Maxon. I'm sure he'll want to debrief you as soon as possible. Dismissed.
And that was Frank Carl there. Well, I mean, I guess it was extreme murder. Never mind. Okay, so, I guess at this point it's safe to say that the Brotherhood of Steel is going to be sticking around. You probably noticed the giant airship. Is it a blimp or a dirigible? What's the difference exactly? Is it a Zeppelin? Anyway, the floating ship in the air that's arrived. They haven't, made any sort of announcements, but I think they're probably going to stay for a while, at least. In the meantime, everyone should, just try not to, don't worry. I'm sure everything will be fine, right? This is Johnny Mercer singing about personality. If you got it, you should appreciate it, because it's not necessarily common. Johnny Mercer.
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
Too bad it wasn't the Institute.
Not to worry, Knight. You'll be dealing with them sooner than you think. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
The best weapon for survival out here is a pocket full of caps.
Signal grenades are usually reserved for our paladins. In your case, you should be grateful that I'm making an exception. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. An even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy reading recorded by Paladin Dance's recon team. According to our scribes, the reading indicated a level of technology that only the Institute could achieve. The moment this information came to light, our mission became clear. The Institute, and everyone responsible for the creation of the synths, must be eliminated at all costs. To accomplish this goal, we need to locate the Institute's headquarters. I've had our scribes meticulously searching the Commonwealth, but they've come up empty-handed.
Sounds like you're gonna have me crawling through the sewers now.
It could be the sewers, the transit tunnels, or maybe an old vault. We just don't have enough information right now. I want you to get out there and become our eyes and ears on the ground. You seem to have a vested interest in locating the Institute before we met, so I'm confident you'll travel in the right circles. If you discover a way in, I need you to report it to me immediately. Any questions, Knight?
What about those energy readings that Paladin Dance's recon team detected?
Our scribes are confident that the energy readings are from Institute technology, due to the unusually high frequency. But the source is unknown. We're still detecting them on occasion. But by the time we send a team to investigate, they disappear. Just watch your step. I wouldn't be surprised if the energy reading were caused by some type of Institute weapon. Is there anything else?
Not right now, Elder.
Very well then. Dismissed.
Getting a bit of a twitch on Prop 3, adjusting torque. Liberating the Commonwealth is a huge responsibility.
You haven't lived until you tipped your glove. Vertibird. Now that's a challenge. I prefer laser weapons myself. It's a cleaner shot and leaves that memorable ozone smell behind. You're an inspiration. Do us proud.
Won't be able to pick this. Can't break the code. Got it.
Well, the Brotherhood's got a lifetime supply of nuclear ordnance thanks to you. I expect you could use a resupply after a scrap like that.
Is this going to take much longer? I really don't have time for this.
Who's there?
Come on, I have inventory to count.
Been hearing things all day.
Safety's up! Keep their heads down!
Well, the Brotherhood's got a lifetime supply of nuclear ordnance thanks to you. I expect you could use a resupply after a scrap like that. Brotherhood's got a lifetime supply of nuclear ordnance thanks to you. I expect you could use a resupply after a scrap like that.
Have you ever fired a minigun? Choose empty barrels. Okay, sure. Firing. Everything holding together?
Trust me. No.
Good. Firing.
Looks nominal. And you didn't scuttle the ship. Thanks, Initiate.
Sure. Anytime. Never forget, you are the eyes and the ears of the Brotherhood. If you see or hear anything suspicious, it is your duty to report it immediately. We live in enemy territory now. Your vigilance could mean the difference between life and death. Understood?
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Good. Ad Victoriam, Squires.
Ad Victoriam! Ad Victoriam!
Dismissed.
There.
The ends
That's your
justify
home.
the
Thank you,
means when
sister.
it comes
You
to
know, we
freeing
wouldn't
the
have to worry about them getting out if they weren't on the ship.
Your concerns are noted, Scribe. Give Proctor Ingram my thanks for letting me borrow you. Feel free
Greetings,
to have a
Knight.
look at the specimens, but please don't touch anything. I refuse to be held responsible if you're injured.
Are all these creatures yours?
Well, they're an important part of my research, if that... I'm on the cusp of discovering how these creatures' bodies have adapted to the radiation that's infiltrated.
Sure.
If I can crack the code, I can equip our troops with a protective compound far superior to Rad-X.
What do you mean, crack the code?
The genetic code. The DNA sequences that are in every living thing.
Right.
You see, the ionizing radiation left behind by the Great War kills because it damages most living things on a cellular level. However, after several generations, these creatures' bodies have adapted by altering their genetic makeup to prevent cellular disruption. I believe I've discovered how I can replicate that genetic restructuring rapidly. Instead of decades, I can do it in moments. For a short period of time, anyway.
I'm sold. If you're looking for someone to help, you can sign me up.
I appreciate the offer, but unfortunately, I've hit a stumbling block. The specimens I've already captured can only produce so much blood and genetic material. If I try and harvest too much, they'll die. What I need are more samples of blood from the creatures roaming the Commonwealth.
Will I get some of that new compound you're developing?
If I make a breakthrough, you'll be the first person I give it to. After I've tested it on myself, of course. I've modified your Pip-Boy to scan the corpse of any freshly killed creature that has the proper type of blood in its body. All you have to do is pick up any viable sample and bring it back to me. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this for me. It's nice to know I'm not the only person.
You're listening to Diamond City Radio, if you're listening at all.
Scribe Mariah.
Have you collected any blood samples, Knight?
60-minute man, and
Yes,
I mean,
here you go.
Is this some sort of a joke? I don't know what that is, but it certainly isn't a viable blood sample. Do you have any or not?
Here it is.
Will every creature yield viable blood samples?
Unfortunately, no. Nature's stubborn, and unless I get the proper specimen, I can't use it to make my compound. Have you had any luck finding samples yet?
No, sorry.
I understand. I really appreciate you. As soon as I make a breakthrough, I'll let you.
I don't know about Scribe Mariah. I think she loves her little zoo a bit too much.
Technology's in good hands with the Brotherhood. I know.
If you run into any sense, shoot to kill. We don't take prisoners.
This science won't know what hit it.
Have you collected any blood samples, Knight?
That depends. Are you still paying?
Absolutely. Did you have any...
No, sorry.
Drat. I really appreciate... As soon as I...
You believe synths are replacing humans?
It sounds like we owe you our gratitude for wiping out those monsters at Fort Strong. Now, did you have any documents for me? Or perhaps you were interested in aiding a research patrol? I found some technical documents for you. Splendid. I'll put them to use right away. Here are the caps that I promised. Remember, the Commonwealth is an almost unlimited... Check every building you explore during your patrols very carefully. And you might be pleasantly surprised at what you find. Proctor. Ah, Knight. You have... I found some technical documents. These aren't technical. I don't have time for... Ah, Knight. You have technical documents, perhaps? Or looking to assist on a research patrol? I've got time to assist on a patrol. That's the spirit. While our scribes are well trained, combat is not their specialty. Meet the scribe on the ground. Your mission is to escort and protect a scribe while locating a data source. Once found, the scribe will extract the data, and you'll return both data and scribe safely back to the base.
Let's do this.
Yes, sir. I'll mark the location on your map. After you, sir.
sponsor here, and I'll read it. Stop in for a drink at the Dugout Inn. The stories are free, but the moonshine will cost you. Ask for Vadim Bobrov. Betty Hutton sounds like she sure is mad about some guy. Here's her song.
Attention. Tomorrow's tactical briefing has been postponed. A new time and date will be forthcoming.
You're back. How did the scribe fare?
Moron got herself killed.
These scribes are thinkers, not a sad loss. In the meantime, another scribe will begin preparations to accompany you, should you decide to accept another research patrol. Only please, keep.
I can handle another.
Good. Good.
Sure.
Meet the scribe. You will escort and...
At Fort Strong, something to think about.
I heard that they were maxing out that scar on his face.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Let's do this.
Yes, sir. Here's the location.
Crosby there. That's a good one, huh? Thank you, Bob. So, some recent activity in, here, in Diamond City that you might want to know about. I've heard, it seems that Nick Valentine is looking into some former residents of Diamond City. There was a house it was in the West Stands, and there was a guy and a kid living there, and they didn't really bother anyone, but, well, I guess maybe there was something funny about the whole thing, and I mean weird funny, not haha funny. I saw the guy, and he looked, sort of scary, but, well, I don't really know much more than that, but, I guess if you see that guy, or that kid that was living with him, you should tell Nick, or the guards, or maybe both. Up next, well, I thought I'd play the ink spots with, maybe, that's what it's called. I saw the guy, and he looked, sort scary. But, well, I don't really know much more than that. But, I guess if you see that guy, or that kid that was living with him, you should tell Nick. Or the guards. Or maybe both. Here's the 5 stars with Atom Bomb Baby. A song I'm sure that...
There's the terminal.
No way I'm cracking this.
Anything Goes by Cole Porter. That was Anything Went. Huh? No? No. Stop it. So the Minutemen are out there. In the Commonwealth. What kind of things, you ask? Well, I will tell you. I have heard that they have taken over the castle, which I guess was theirs a long time ago, but it's been a while. It had been full of fish, or monsters, or monster fish, maybe. I don't know. Not relevant. The Minutemen are there now. That's good for them, and I guess for everyone else too. So, yeah. How about some music? Sheldon Ullman wants his girl to crawl out through the fallout. Look, I mean, if he cared so much, wouldn't he have been with her in the first place? I might be over it. I know him.
Attention. Halbert Pilot to Station Epsilon. Halbert Pilot, report to Station Epsilon. That is all.
Yes, sir.
Ah, wonderful. Here's your payment. Now, We do have more scribes lined up and ready to go. Be sure to find me if you can assist again.
I can handle another patrol.
Good. Good.
Uh-huh.
You'll rendezvous. The patrol is a...
This is an emergency broadcast signal from Vault 88. Authentication code word, Impish. Vault 88 emergency classification. Unspecified integrity breach warning. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under Emergency Protocol VT-76. This signal will repeat.
There's always another fight ahead of us.
This is an emergency broadcast signal from Vault 88. Authentication code word, Impish. Vault 88 emergency classification. Unspecified integrity breach warning. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under Emergency Protocol VT-76. This signal will... This is an emergency broadcast signal from Vault 88. Authentication code word, Impish. Vault 88 emergency classification. Unspecified integrity breach warning. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under Emergency Protocol VT-76. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from Vault 88. Authentication code word, Impish. Vault 88 emergency classification. Unspecified integrity breach warning. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under Emergency Protocol VT-76. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from Vault 88. Authentication code word, Impish. Vault 88 emergency classification. Unspecified integrity breach warning. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under Emergency Protocol VT-76. This signal will repeat. This is an emergency broadcast signal from Vault 88. Authentication code word, Impish. Vault 88 emergency classification. Unspecified integrity breach warning. Any available Vault-Tec personnel are required to respond under Emergency Protocol VT-76. This signal will repeat.